Okay, it started.
Alrighty, hi everyone. Hi. Alright, let's get started. This meeting is basically all about, it's on this side, it has to be, right? Okay. This meeting is all about getting involved. We brought in some clubs, we brought in some information on getting involved with research labs and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get you guys involved on campus, not only with our club, but with other things. And for those of you who are like, oh, I don't want to get involved, I don't have to be involved, it's too much time, you guys are lame nerds. I have 5 reasons right here. Number 1, it allows you to become connected to school. So some of you guys, like, once you're involved, it's so weird because you automatically start learning about resources on campus. So I know some of you don't even know where the site department is, the PAC Center. I know about like the little study area on the 2nd floor of SB. Like you just start learning about all these things. You learn from other people about jobs on campus and different opportunities like that. Number 2, helps build community. So it's kind of like a little family, right? We all tend to grow together and we get to know things about each other, maybe things that are a little too personal, but it connects us. So even for those of you who live, your family lives far away, you kind of feel a little lonely or like you need some friends or stuff. I feel like this is a good way to make friends and stuff, even within your major or not. Number 3. You get to discover passions and strengths. Being involved helped me figure out what I actually want to do in life. Like, I worked with kids, and I didn't like it, so obviously in the future, I don't want to work with kids. But then, like, say I'm in Dr. Wong's research team, and we work with teenagers at Risk Youth, and a lot of people are probably like cringing, like, oh, no, like teenagers. But I absolutely love that, and now I know that that's something I want to do in the future. And I'm good at it too, apparently, so great. Number 4, resume building. I know a lot of you guys are involved because of this. You get to put on your resume. When you apply for grad schools, not only do they look at your GPA and all that fancy stuff, but they also look at how involved you were, how you can handle both adult life and school life together. Because life isn't about just going to school, you know, things happen, and it helps you with time management. So, and that's actually number 5, time management skills. Even as an officer or even as a member, you get to learn how to juggle things along with school, and you get really good at it, trust me. But yeah, those are 5 things. If you want more, I don't know, look it up. But I think they're really good reasons. You really get to grow as a person, you get to meet a lot of cool people and get even professors. In high school, you're probably like, oh, I don't want to be friends with professors, but in college, it's actually really cool to be close to professors and you get a little knowledge of what you want to do in your future. So with that said, let's bring in some clubs to talk about their clubs, how you can get involved and which ones you want to get involved with and stuff like that. So first is this club here? Yeah? No? Okay, we'll wait. Toastmasters.
Oh, sweet. I'm going up, right? Alright, so Toastmasters at CSUSB, I'm from Toastmasters at CSUSB, and the club is all about, sorry? Yeah, okay, I'm the president. So the club is all about improving your communication skills and improving your public speaking. That's just one aspect though. We do realize most people who go in are not going to be public speakers, but it's an excellent way to force yourself to get better at communication because there's a lot more pressure. But that's the basis of what we do. I'll tell you that it's quite universal because Toastmasters offers building a skill, which is communication and speaking, and even a little bit of leadership, which is relevant, I say, to just about everyone here. And so that's what I think makes it unique. It's not a specific interest or hobby. How much time do I have? Because, okay, so really quickly, I don't want to take too much time, but like 2 years ago, I joined Toastmasters because, I mean, my brother was slightly involved, so that's how I knew about it. And when I joined, I didn't know how to communicate at all, like public or not. So I joined because of that, and I knew I needed it. So when I joined for a long time without participating at all. And you can do that as a guest. You can come and watch the meetings and see how you like it. And that's what I recommend first of all. So first thing I noticed, the main event of these meetings, they are called prepared speeches. They happen every meeting. There's usually about 2 of them. And they're reminiscent, if you've taken Communications 120, it's reminiscent of that. And they did hit something there. They build on unique skills. For example, the first one's getting comfortable in front of an audience. Some people are already good with that. Some people are not. I was not. And so it depends on your skill. Sometimes it's easy. Other times, it'll be getting in front of the class and being able to organize your speech, make sure all your ideas flow and they connect well. So each one builds on different skills, but we always provide the support and materials there. And let's see, I want to say, unlike Communications 120, because I threw that in and I know most of us did not like Communications 120. The difference is we're not a class, we don't provide lectures of course, but we do provide the materials and support. You can always ask members and officers. So I think that's very interesting, and there's no deadlines. You don't have to do your speech at any given time. It's all self-development. It's all on your own timeline. So if you're really interested in improving your leadership and communication, then that'll happen by itself. But like I said, so I went for quite a while, I'd say at least 6 months without doing anything. I went to every meeting. That's like 12 meetings, right? Somewhere around there. Or 10, because quarter is 10 weeks. But I went like a whole quarter not doing anything. I just showed up, watched, and like, man, that'd be great if I could do that, like every time. And the second part of our meetings, there's 2 kinds of speaking. The second one is non-prepared speaking. This is impromptu, and it's really easy questions. Part of it, and let's see, the goal of this depends on your skill level or what you want to achieve. For some people, it's getting comfortable in front of people, and as a guest, that's the perfect opportunity. But what happens is you'll come to the front of the room, and come in, and you'll select like a topic or something based on what the table topics master says. And it's really easy. Don't be intimidating. It is intimidating, and that's why you have to watch. But it's like silly questions like, what inspired you to do that? Well, that's not silly, but it's easy. It's easy. It's not going to trick you up. You're not going to be lost for words unless you really are super nervous. But that's another issue, and that's where you can work on that. So I would highly encourage, if you have any questions about Toastmasters, I could answer questions all day, but the best thing is to just come as a guest and just watch and see how see if it's something that you're interested in. So I went, and it was a total disaster that first time. I won't even explain how terrible it was, but I went up there. My ears were red, I was super nervous, and at the end I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore, I gotta sit down. And so I did, and it took me a while to ever speak in front of the club again, but I eventually did, and I have been ever since. I'm still improving. I tell people, just because I'm the president, that doesn't make me an amazing speaker. I'm not even a great speaker, but I'm an improving speaker. I'm definitely better than when I started, and so I think that's the value of Toastmasters, is it's totally individual. So please come by. I do have flyers if you are interested, and I'll answer questions after the meeting, not during. So thank you, Toastmasters.
Do you want to pass those around? Or you can leave them on the table. Either way. Either or.
I just don't want to.
Or you could keep them to yourself.
I don't want to disturb the flow of the meeting.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. So thank you, Chris. Also known as Toast Guy. He hates that. So next is Community Outreach Program, COP.
Hi everyone, so I'm from the Community Outreach Program. My name is Jacqueline Jacobo and I'm the president for Community Outreach Program. And essentially what our club is all about volunteering. And not just volunteering, but we like to inform, connect, and support our members through the volunteering and internship and just overall getting involved with faculty and staff on campus So that's usually what our meetings entail. What's sorry, I'm trying to see what I was going to mention next. So for our officers, we have VJ, who's our vice president, and we have Donna, who's our treasurer, and then we have Chris, who is administrative chair, and then we have Margarita, who's like our media person, and then also Crystalline, who's part of the outreach chair. So if you guys ever see us tabling around, she'll usually be there and everything. So yeah, that's also things we like to do. We like to do like tabling events and fundraiser and charity events. We also really like to work together in order to come up with community-based projects. So last quarter we ended up doing like care packages for the homeless. So we really like to do that sort of thing just so it's not just volunteering, but also really working together to form a project that helps the community. I think our next one's going to be like a clove drive that's like more sweater or winter based for like the homeless and also students on campus who are homeless as well. So that is another project that we're working on. So we have recently switched to doing our application on OrgSync just because we did it with papers before, so now we're eco-friendly. And yeah, so it's on there. I have flyers as well for anyone who's interested. I think I'll leave them up here, and if you guys are interested, they are up there and everything. Also, we are partnered with Track It Forward, so kind of how our volunteer events work. So once you kind of sign in with us and you fill out the application, we send you emails from Track It Forward, and they show a list of all our volunteer opportunities and also who's going and how to sign up, and it also sends you reminders once the volunteer opportunity is coming. And also with Track It In, you could also fill in your hours from there, and it also sends you reminders for that too. So it really does help you out with tracking down your hours and everything, especially if you guys are wanting to do like the presidential award. It really does help with that and helps you just keep in track of everything. Also another thing, like our club was founded so that back like 4 years ago, which is when our club was founded, when it started 4 years ago. There wasn't really that many volunteer-based clubs on campus yet. So we basically formed our club because we saw a huge need and for students to be able to get more involved and really strengthen their applications for grad school or for any sort of job you really wanted to apply for. Yeah, it just really helps out with that, and it really does strengthen those sort of abilities with you and everything. I know that when I first came to college, I kind of did the same thing, where it's like kind of didn't do anything, but then you start realizing that it's like, if you're going to spend time here, it's like, it's really important to get involved so that you use the time that you have here and really use it to your benefit. So that's basically what I did, and that's pretty much it for our club. That's basically what we do. It's all about volunteering, and we offer that support for you guys to volunteer and everything. So did you guys have any other questions? Okay, well, I'll leave the flyers up here, and if you guys have any other questions, you can email us, and yeah.
I think we'll have it so that at the end we can have people ask questions to whoever, unless someone has to leave early, then you guys could like let me know and you guys could go ahead and ask questions after your presentation. Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is Silver Wings.
Alright guys, hi, my name is Hannah Alzubi. I am the president of Silver Wings. We're actually a new organization here on campus. We started about last quarter in the spring. We are a national honorary organization, so we do have other chapters across the United States, but we just didn't have one here. So basically for Silver Wings, it's a community-based organization that really focuses on leadership in civilians. What we do is we work with the ROTC Air Force Det here on campus, They have a program called Arnold Air Society, which is specifically for the Air Force, but we combine with them and we work and do community service. So one of the things I wanted to mention is in the Silver Wings mission statement, there's 3 really important things that they like to work on: personal development, professional development, and civic awareness. So basically with those, like I said, with the leadership, we're really big on leadership. So we want to help the civilians and other people, especially the students here at CSUSB, understand how to be a leader. Sometimes you have those people who just don't know what to do. They're incoming freshmen or they're still seniors and they never really got involved on campus. Well, this gives you the opportunity to involve your development and being a leader, standing out there, and basically it will help you for any job that you do and it looks good on a resume. So one of the things we wanted to do this year for our members is to hold a leadership workshop, which obviously Nationals tells us that we have to do, but that's something that we really would like to do. We don't have very many members yet, so we're trying to go ahead and get ourselves out there. Another thing, again, was the professional development. So that also helps you personally and with leadership. You also get to go out there and speak and bring out awareness of the military. So that's one of the things about civic awareness. Basically, you're promoting the leadership and the military. So since we work with the ROTC Air Force Get here on campus, we're really going out there and showing our support for our military. And we're also doing that community service. So one of the things in our mission statement is to go out there and help the community. Even if you're not in the military, because we'll have some military members in the organization, you're still going out there, you're combining with the military, you're going out there and just helping the community. That's one of the biggest things in the military also, is put yourself out there and help others.
All right, my superior here said the military a lot, and so nobody think that if you join Silver Wings, you're joining the military, you have to do a commitment or something. No, it's very much civilian auxiliary. It's very much like there's a 2-to-1 ratio. You must have 2 civilians to every 1 person that's either in ROTC or is in active duty military or reserves components. So it also, when it comes to military saying promotional, don't think we're saying, oh yeah, military invaded Iraq, let's go, we'll go home, yeah. No, it's more about military education and more military awareness. It's kind of understanding, it's like, oh, the military was founded in this year and the general objectives are for this, and it's sort of understanding of why their leadership goes this way. Not promoting like certain maneuvers or any of that sort of stuff, because I know wars aren't very popular, but it's getting understanding, it's getting education. That's our advocacy part.
Yes.
What's something else we can mention?
We also do have flyers that I'll go ahead and leave on the table in a sign-in sheet, so if you guys want more information, I can send you guys that. It's just be your first, last name, and your email. We haven't had any meetings yet, but that's going to be starting soon along with our community service. So we're going to start tabling outside of SU so that way you guys can start seeing us around campus. And, if you want to join, you're more than welcome to. You can even email us. We can send you the application and everything like that.
All right. We'll love to have your questions at the very end.
Is this recording? Yeah, okay. By the way, is this sign-in sheet going around? Yeah?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, thank you. These are actually some other clubs that, is the journal research here yet? No? No? Okay. That's fine. So these are some other clubs on campus that I would recommend. Unfortunately, some of them couldn't come. Is anyone in here in any of these clubs? So we could talk a little bit about it? No? Rotaract, Psi-Chi, SPIOP, Neuroscience, Actimizer, Coyotes for Recovery? No one? Okay. Well, Rotaract is another community service type thing. Psi-Chi is an honor society for psychology majors. You do have to have a certain GPA, I think, for this. SPIOP is specifically for people who are interested in going into psychology. So Neuroscience Club is also specifically in neuroscience for psychology. Active Minds, they help in promoting mental health awareness. And Coyotes for Recovery is basically not for people who are going through recovery and addictions, but to learn about, you know, recovery and addictions and stuff like that. They have meetings and all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't really have your contact information, but you can look them up online or something if you're interested in any of these. That's the best I could do for this. But yeah, these are all some really cool clubs as well. Now for research. So I'm also going to be talking a little bit about research on campus. Research is, like I said, like clubs, is also a good way to see your strengths, see if you actually want to do research in the future or not. It's a great opportunity to go out and actually find something on your own, you know, find your own findings and just, you know, see how the whole process is and see what you work well with and stuff like that. So with that, are you Richard? Yes. Okay. We actually have someone here to talk about the research. Richard Adante, right? Adante, he's a new faculty member this year on campus, and he's here to talk a little bit about his lab. If you would like to come up to the front.
Hey guys. Thanks for letting me visit with you guys today. You found a picture of me when I used to have hair.
I was scared of it because I'd never met you before, so I was scared I didn't get the right picture, and that would have been really awkward if there was some other person there, but I'm gonna get the right one.
It would have been better if you found somebody else. That would have been really cool.
And that would have been funny, yeah.
But anyway, so I'm Dr. Dante. I'm brand new here, so if any of you guys are freshmen, I kind of empathize with you right now because we're all new here. I just started the last couple weeks ago, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to come and introduce myself and say hello to all of you guys, because hopefully I'll get a chance to know some of you guys. And I'm not teaching undergrad class this semester or this quarter. I'm teaching a grad level class that they need to taught, but I really look forward to meeting you guys in classes in the future. So sign up. I teach biological psychology and other experimental lab methods classes and stuff like that. So really excited to work together with you guys for that. I used to be a professor at University of Texas, Dallas, and before that I did my PhD at University of California, Davis. So I'm very excited to be back here in California. And let's see here. I did my undergrad in the College of New Jersey, which is a small state college in New Jersey, first generation college student, and worked my way through there as a bartender, barback, landscaper, janitor, all sorts of other bouncer, all sorts of other fun odd jobs. And so very excited to have this new job. Hopefully it won't be so odd. And so what I do here is, outside of teaching, we do research. And so I want to invite anybody who's interested in getting involved in research to certainly explore, not just with my lab, but with everybody in the department. There's a lot of really great and fantastic research opportunities. I happen to study human cognition, and I do that with a biological psychology perspective. So basically what we call cognitive neuroscience. And I study memory in particular. So how do we learn, remember, and retain information that we learned in the past? And it's one of the questions we ask, and one of the ways that we ask it, in my lab at least, is to record brainwaves while people do memory tasks. And so it's safe, it's non-invasive. We basically do EEG, which is a way to, instead of characterizing your heartbeat with an EKG, like boom, 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 you just take that same electrode and you put it in your scalp, and it's able to pick up different aspects of brainwaves. And then we characterize those brainwaves based on if we are remembering things or forgetting things. And then we can look at how those normal signals that we can identify might be affected by things like clinical amnesia and brain damage and traumatic brain injury and other things like that. So got a lot of things going along those lines. And then we also have one application of that is to look at brain states that are active before you learn or remember something. And it turns out that when we've looked in some of those areas, it seems that there are definitely important differences in sort of the state that your brain is in right before you learn or remember something that actually plays a really influential role with how the brain interacts with the stimuli from our environment to create our ultimate response. So that's really cool stuff, I think. If you want to nerd out, I can nerd out about it all day. We'll talk about science and research. Come by my office and anytime. If the door's not open, knock. I'm often there, but it's closed to help me get a little bit of work done if it's allowed by the elevator. I'm in SB 505. And if I don't happen to be there, shoot me an email. Happy to meet up. I think it's on there. Yeah, it's just my name, Richard Adante at csusb.edu. Happy to learn from a lot of you guys, what life is like here at CSUSB. I'm new, so always interesting to learn from some of you experts who've been here longer than I. And hopefully we get a chance to work together. If not, see each other in classes. If you're interested more in the research as well, you can come by. I'm giving a welcome talk to the department, I think, on, I want to say October 31st, which I think is Halloween. I'm sure that's Halloween. I'm pretty sure that I'm giving a talk on that day. But the idea is that we'll explain a little bit more details of that research, and I'll show you some figures, what we've discovered, and areas where we hope to move in the future about that kind of stuff. Feel free to wear your costumes, and I'm not sure that I will, but maybe. And so yeah, stop by, hang out. I'm happy to help in any way I can, and we'll direct you to other people's labs that also do a lot of great stuff. So I noticed that nobody else was here for the other things that you just had a moment ago. When I was a student, I was in Psych-Chi, I was in the Neuroscience Club, I was in Rotaract. They're all really great organizations. Definitely get involved with them. I'm new here, so I don't know what they do here, but they're all really great stuff. And so, can't go wrong with any of those options. So, yes, ma'am.
Do you show participants emotional stimuli and record the responses?
I do not really get into emotional stimuli in the past. I'm open to integrating it to future experiments and studies. You know, this is one of the things that I want to do in this job is take my research directions and my research ideas and goals and integrate it with yours. You know, and so if you have cool ideas for studies that you want to run and do in experiments, you know, it's my job to help you do senior honors theses and build your own experiments. And so, I mean, we could do that absolutely in principle, and we'd work on developing that with the right hypotheses based on the right, you know, literature reviews and design those studies. It's cool stuff, yeah, for sure. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have eye tracking in the lab too. So that's a way of tracking where you look on, like, say, a computer screen and how long you even fix it, so you can capture eye movements at like millisecond level. You know, so are you looking at the person's chin or their eyes or some other part of the picture, and for how long? And you can see that people vary in that. You know, so maybe the guy has a big beard and he has to keep telling you, hey, my eyes are up here. Right? Ladies, maybe you know what I'm talking about. And so eye tracking is a really useful measure that we can use to capture some aspects of the unconscious mind. And so one example of that clinically is that it turns out that people with autism don't focus as much with their eye activity on the same areas of the face that people without autism. So it turns out that when we meet some new people, right, we'll focus on the eyes a lot more. And you'll see the eye track go back and forth, eyes, nose, maybe mouth. But you'll see most of the time spent there. But people with autism, for example, they focus more on the bottom end of the face. And the idea is that there might be some pathology of the amygdala, which is involved in a lot of emotion processing, and that there might be heightened anxiety. So when you have eye contact evolutionarily, you might induce some aspects of anxiety, and there might be some pathology there, things like that. So that's one of the cool things that we have in the lab too. So if you're interested in that stuff, there's that too. So anyways, I don't want to stop you guys from where you're going next, the meeting. But if you guys have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them either now or later. Shoot me an email, stop by. Maybe I'll see you around campus. And I'm really excited to be here. I think you guys are really impressive. This is great. So thank you guys.
Is it good to go? Alright. So see, it sounds so interesting, guys, to be in research and to actually be involved with conducting that and finding your own findings and stuff. It's just, like, it's nerdy, but it's really fun. So another one, Dr. Kelly Campbell contacted me and she wanted me to let you guys know that she is currently accepting honor students for next year for her research. She usually does research on like relationships and stuff like that. So like she said right here, She mostly studies couples and friendship, including why people click when they first meet, how love impacts functioning, and other domains like academics and catfishing, like the MTV show. If you're interested, there's her email right there. It's kelly@csusb.edu. I will tell you guys though, she is very popular and a lot of people want to work with her, so it is kind of hard to work with her, but you know, try. And yeah, those are the only 2 research things that professors contacted me about. But are there any people in here that are in a research team that they would like to talk about or anything like that? No?
I don't know what to say.
Go for it, Sarah.
Do
Who
I
are you with?
sit or do I stand?
You can say it there.
Cool. Hi, I'm Sarah. So I work with Dr. Bowman. I don't know if we're still meeting people. They had their first meeting during the class I was in. So we're social people. So they've done stuff on masculinity threats. So why do heterosexual males view like homosexual males as kind of a threat? Why do they do the things that they do? His grad student who just went to Stony Brook, she did stuff on weight stigma. So specifically like when participants who consider themselves to be overweight, when they're exposed to a certain type of stimuli, will that affect the way they order from a menu? Like how are their cognitions affected? And it showed that their cognitive control like went down on cognitive tasks. We've done other stuff. I think we were supposed to do a project on like Latinas and how they're perceived and like social stigma. So stuff like that, you know, why are different people in different types of social economic classes, why are they treated the way they are? Just lots of fun, awesome, interesting social stuff. And again, it's Dr. Bowman. Please feel free to contact him. He's super knowledgeable, very, very bright man.
Anyone else want to share their experiences? Or no? Before I do. No one? No one else is in research?
Well, I was in Dr. Leventon's research. We actually did something similar to what you were doing. We were doing memory on emotion. And I thought it was just a really good experience because, I don't know, working with the professor, you kind of get to know, like, it was weird at first because, like, she would talk and I really had no idea what she was saying. Like, all these words coming out of her mouth, I was like, I don't understand you. But then after a while, like, getting experience into it, you just kind of, like, you learn, and it's like, okay, now I know what you're saying. Now I can have a conversation with you. Exactly. So, yeah. But we also use, like, EEGs, and we use the eye tracking. Well, we were learning about the eye tracking, but yeah, it was just a really good experience just to get to like know the professors and working well as a team with the other people and like coming up with like different studies. We did like I think like 5-6 studies in total, and then we also like presented at WPA. We did meetings of the minds, and like I get to like present in front of a bunch of people, and that was just a good experience.
Yeah, like she said, you don't have to, you don't have to be an expert going into research. I mean, we're students, we're learning. We go into research to learn about research. So if you know nothing, you don't know squat, like don't even feel bad, like go in. Like she said, you probably won't know what they're talking about at first, but you'll learn. And presenting at conferences looks really good on resumes and stuff like that too. Like I presented at WPA as well. I might actually be presenting this year in I think it's England, so yeah, you get to have like opportunities like that. It's like whoa, like okay, but yeah, it's really cool. What were you gonna say?
I was just going back on that. When you get to go to Meeting of the Minds at WPA, it's really good experience for going into a master's program because you'll be doing so much more of that, and dare I say your PhD. And it's like Meeting of the Minds is just a very tiny baby version where you could like dip your toe in the water, and it's just not as daunting. And then like I think it's SESB, which is like a social one. My team's going there we're going to San Antonio, Texas in January. So you get to do lots of cool stuff. And then it's like working with a research, being on a research team, working with an instructor, it's really good it like lies the groundwork for 311. So 311 will make so much more sense. And then vice versa, like if you work with 311, oh, that's what they're talking about. This is the control group. This is this. Okay, well, I couldn't prime them for this, so then we can't use that data. Okay, well, I learned from that mistake. So it's just a lot of good, laying groundwork for grad school. Really good experience.
Also in the summer, I was involved with the Office of Student Research, and I actually got paid to do research, like $14 an hour, just in like 20 hours a week, and it was pretty cool. Like I got that experience to like talk in front of people, and I got paid to do it, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else? No? Okay, my turn. So, me currently, I'm involved with Dr. Wong's research team, as I said before. We work with at-risk youth. We test their memory abilities because that is correlated to academics. So, these kids, they're at risk, so they go to this high school and they struggle with academics because of everything that's going on in their life. So we use these video games that a scientist from UCR designed. We use those video games, and they're supposed to improve their memory skills, which is supposed to improve their academic skills. So that is what we work with. I don't think he's bringing in more people right currently, but I mean, just so you guys kind of know what there is out there. I did recently step down from Dr. Chavez's research team, which is really awesome too. I didn't step down because it was terrible. I stepped down because I just have so many things going on this year that I can't do more than one lab. But with him, we worked with, I don't know if you guys know the Boys and Girls Club. We work with the Boys and Girls Club. We go, it's basically like a daycare, and it's in downtown San Bernardino, so it's like a at-risk, area. So we work with the kids. They're crazy, but it's fun. It's a fun experience. And yeah, I think he might be taking people right now. So you're on his team too? Oh, see? Yeah. Do you know if he's currently taking people in?
I think he's almost done.
He's almost done? Okay. Just kidding.
I'm one of the last ones.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, either way, and just some tips so that you guys can get into research teams, because you guys are probably like, oh, how do I even start? How do I even approach them or anything? First thing is you go onto the faculty page on the psych department, like the psychology department page on campus, and you will find a list of all the faculty. If you click on their names, it'll show you like what their research is based in. So you read the research, you basically stalk them, okay? So you read their research, you're like, oh, okay, this sounds interesting, okay, I want to read more. Then maybe you read some of the research they've done, some of the articles they've made. Then you contact them. You're like, hey, email them, like, hey, I'm interested in your research. It sounds really interesting. Want to meet up? You go to their office. Maybe you linger around a little bit, see if they're there. Making it sound really creepy, but to be honest, that's what I did to get into Chavez's at first. I would like linger around, be like, okay, is he in his office? No. Okay, yeah, he is. All right, I go in. Then you talk to them, you're like, hey, I'm really interested in your research, especially in this one research you did. I totally love it. You did this, and that. Maybe give some tips, like, hey, what if you were to do this, and that. And then you lay out the question, hey, do you need any people on your team? But just some tips to get, yeah.
Making appointments via email is a good approach too.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Email them, be like, hey, want to meet up, I think your research is very interesting, and this and that. And then, yeah, meet up with them. The faculty from the psych department is really cool. I feel like they're, if not the best, but one of the best faculty on campus. And yeah, I know all of them are here to help you guys out. So feel free to go into any of their offices. They're here for us. So yeah. Is that it? We're done slightly early. Would the club people come up? Do you guys want to just do it like individually? Or you guys want to be up here so people can ask questions? Or doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. Do any of you guys have questions for the members that you would like to ask so that everyone knows about it? No? Okay, you guys could just walk up to them then. Also, the banner thing, right? You want to do the banner thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so if any of you guys are like free or interested, we are going to the SU right after this meeting, and we are going to decorate a banner for homecoming for Site Club. So if any of you guys are interested, stick around. We could all go have fun and decorate a banner. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next time.